ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of the kids not being all right, obviously we're going to be talking about the premiere event that took place last night, and the streets are talking. Okay, the internet streets are talking. The premiere event that took place last night, and that is, of course, perhaps one of the worst things I've ever encountered on the internet. Just the absolute worst of the worst. The absolute fucking worst of the god dang worst. Clavicular, Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, Sneako, and Nicolas Fuentes got together and did the stream of all streams, the stream to end all streams. Honestly, the type of shit that makes you go, honestly, this industry should have never been cultivated. It should have never existed. It's probably the worst. The worst thing that humanity has brought about since the atom bomb, okay? Since the invention of the family atomics, I cannot comprehend something so awful. 1.5 white people in this graphic. Bro, you fucking put all of this shit together, you barely got one white guy. What do you mean 1.5? Clavicular doesn't even count as white anymore because of all the peptides that he's doing, and he's the closest to being white in that crew. And yet they're all fucking white supremacists. Time to delete the internet. Time to delete the goddamn internet, dude. It's over. Why weren't you invited? I don't know. Because I have a fucking conscience and I'm not a white supremacist. Also, unironically, I'm whiter than all of these guys. So that's probably the reason why they didn't invite me to the diversity seminar at the Heil Hitler conference, okay? That's why I wasn't invited. I mean, there's numerous reasons. Number one, I'm fucking 6'4", and I think these guys barely crack 6 foot. I don't think any of them do, actually. Okay? Number two, I'm the whitest person in this fucking room. Except for this fucking dipshit. Number three, I'm too straight for these guys. Let's be real. Okay? And more importantly, I'm not a fucking ginormous shithead. But I will say, woke is so back, and this is yet another testament to woke being back, as I was joking about, but also kind of sincerely talking about for like the last couple of months. We are so fucking woke that our goddamn Nazis are DEI. I said America's a profoundly diverse nation. Even our Nazis are DEI. Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes, Sneako, Tristan Tate, Clavicular, Myron, and Justin Waller arrive at the club playing Ye's band song. Answer to turning tables, El Ego. Yeah, remember that guy said that Sneako is leaning left, and I told him that, he's leaning in whichever way the wind is blowing, and that he's ultimately just a fucking grifter. They all sucked each other off after this, by the way. I don't even want to... Normally, I would say, like, this shit's gay as hell, ironically, but I don't even want to associate gay people with anything that's on screen right now. You know what I mean? It's like this is truly the lowest of the low, I think. Like, the only group that's not represented here is Aiden Ross. I'm surprised that he wasn't... What is this? Okay. Oh, this is Turning Tables. Cool guys, but it's a music podcast. Hey, it's on the hunt. If they don't ban you from Vancouver, you should stop by the podcast in February. Or we could pod. You guys just don't see the vision. He literally doesn't listen to music. This is probably the worst collaboration possible. No, this is why it's the best collab. I'm fucking down, dude. What? Why'd you say El Ego? I don't see everything that... Guys, is Twitter. If someone @s me on Twitter and I don't see it, it's because I don't look at my notifications. You think I look at my fucking inbounds? It's my inbounds look like this. My inbounds on Twitter are like this at any given moment. Sometimes it's directly these guys in my fucking replies. So, yeah, I don't see anyone adding me on Twitter. I don't have my noties on. Oh my God, he's wearing the Helly Hansen too. God, what the Helly Hansen? What the Heliante? Oh God, they are so soy.
Oh, we're here?
God, they're so cool. They pause when they open the doors. Fake demons. Yeah. The 2026 Rape Summit was a rousing success. The Aryan race has officially been expanded for initiatives of diversity and inclusion of those committed to the cause. To many more, cheers. Yeah, I try to figure out like what's the unifying factor here, because like it certainly isn't race, right? Like, yeah, they're white supremacists, but it's obviously not race. This is unironically a more diverse grouping than like a fucking any number of different like DSA meetings, okay? What the fuck is going on in America? They got more diversity here than a fucking BLM rally. What the fuck is happening? What is happening, dude? I guess it's just like they're all tryhards. They're all deeply insecure men. They all hate women. The unification factor here is just like women ain't shit and deserve less. Like, that's probably what it is. Bigotry of all different sorts, all different varieties, right? Religion? Bitch, none of those motherfuckers are the same religion or even religious. What are you talking about? I'm just, dude, it is remarkable. Like, I'm sorry. It is quite remarkable. Like, this isn't to say like, I'm not doing the like all gay people are homophobic here. You know what I mean? Like, obviously I'm not doing that at all. It's primarily, this movement is primarily still built around like defending the white race and shit and you know, perceived victimhood and grievances. But like, I cannot get over the fucking diversity of a group of people that are organizing around loving Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler would have killed all these motherfuckers. Like, Adolf Hitler would have killed himself all over again if he realized this is what his movement represents now. This is who's carrying the fucking flame. Like, it doesn't make sense. I know a lot of people will say like, oh, Hasan says you like rich guy who's a socialist. Like, there's plenty of fucking, there's plenty to dive into within the ideological framework of socialism if we're going to get into it. But like, you literally can't be a black white supremacist. You literally cannot be a fucking Nazi who is, you know, Haitian and Filipino. You can't be a gay Mexican Nazi in the United States of America. It makes no sense. Like, it definitionally makes no sense. Like, even in the most maximalist understanding of socialism, the most wrong interpretation of socialism, right? Which means like socialism equals no money. You can still make the argument that you don't die. You just give away your fucking resources at the end when the big socialism ray is, you know, when you get hit with the big socialism ray, you just fucking distribute your finances, let's say. Like, that's the most faulty understanding of socialism. In this concept, you die. Right? Like, you can't live with white people as a white supremacist. None of this makes sense. And I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is beyond, like, I guess the unseriousness of this movement. Like, they don't give a shit. It's more so just to be contrarian. Like, look at us. We're so edgy. Like, they're 14-year-olds. Like, it genuinely feels like these are like emotionally and mentally stunted adults that just got trapped in like the 14-year-old mindset. And that's the reason why they're doing this, to be like, ooh, look at how edgy we are, right? Maybe it's a little bit of self-hatred and internalized white supremacy. Is the in-group that Sartre described and termed as the anti-Semite. He believed that the group would invent their own group to be prejudiced against if they didn't have Jewish people. Why is there no holding from the right holding these guys to account either? That's the other thing that I don't understand, where like there are, for the most part, it's like right-wingers that will say, Hasan, you're rich but a socialist. That doesn't make sense, right? But there are still leftists who genuinely also believe that faulty notion. And yet you genuinely cannot be a black white supremacist and like survive, right? You inevitably die at the end of this, like whatever you are perceiving as a utopian society, like you're dead, right? And what's confusing to me is like there's no like ideological purity on the right. There's no like purity spiraling on the right where they go, hold on, why are all of our guys black and brown? JD Vance's wife is named Usher, and his kid's named fucking Vivek Lamont. I know, but it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, I know. ADL is finally on the case. A group of influencers who bolster anti-Semitism and their hateful behavior walk into a club in Miami and request Ye's Heil Hitler song. No, this isn't the setup of a joke. It actually happened. And guess what? The nightclub shamefully obliged. Why would a nightclub play a song that glorifies Hitler and was banned by multiple streaming platforms? Imagine being Jewish, out for a fun night, and now you're surrounded by people performing Nazi salutes to a song that glorifies the individual responsible for murdering 6 million other Jews. This is not okay. Vendome, Miami. Care to explain? Yeah, what movement do these guys represent, ADL? Who are these people? Oh, that's right. It's because I wasn't there. That's the reason why they're not that mad. You know what I mean? ADL was like, you know, I guess you guys were having an extended quirky moment, just like Elon Musk. You know, remember when the ADL said Elon Musk was having like a weird quirky moment? It was just an awkward gesture that Elon Musk had done. Maybe these guys were just doing awkward gestures over and over again, right? It's just like, I guess it speaks to like the lack of seriousness of it all, where it's more so just about it's more so just about like the reaction that they're trying to get out of people. Like, look at us, we're so bad. It's just, I feel like I'm a crazy person sometimes, like, or maybe I'm the only sane person. I don't know, because the last 2 years were spent with all of these like supposedly anti-Semitism combating institutions actively attacking the platform that I'm on, demanding that I lose my livelihood, demanding that I lose my platform because of my consistent anti-Zionist position, right? Like, not because I'm anti-Semitic. I fight against anti-Semitism openly and all the time, right? Very consistently, as a matter of fact. And it's so crazy to me that the very same institutions that spent every waking moment trying to actively come after me and everyone else that had anything to say about Israel were attacked viciously. The platforms were attacked. They threatened everybody around. And all this shit is they're just letting this slide. Brad Palumbo says, yes, we know. I think he's gay, right? He's like a gay Republican or a gay rhino. Yo, Nick, I'm going to go bring some girls over. Fuentes, nah, I'm good.
Yo, Nick, I'm going to bring some girls over for you. I'm
I feel like incels see them with these women and think that's cool. I need to be a Nazi. I don't think anyone thinks this is cool. I think the incels that look at this and think it's cool are already so lost in the sauce. Most normies look at this and go, this is the most repulsive shit I've ever seen. I think about this quite a bit. I'm serious. I think about like the psychology behind like the right-wing movement and where it's going. And I genuinely think these guys have just like run out of things that exist in like the normal American political conventions. So they have to be unconventional because there's a constant need to up the ante. And when the Trump administration is just like doing 1488 memes and you know, talking about how America's future for white children must be secured and all this stuff, like they have to do something that rises above. And that's something that rises above in this endless need of making sure the eyeballs are on you is to be endlessly contrarian or endlessly up the ante. And I think in that regard, they have to do like the Heil Hitler stuff, right? Like they just have to keep pushing the needle, pushing the envelope to the best of their ability because the norm has now shifted in their direction. And sometimes I think maybe it's for some kind of ideological purpose. I'm sure this serves some kind of ideological goal for the likes of Nicholas Fuentes. But I can't understand where we're going.